Yeah, many good points
aggressive
about
mode.
this Willow pick as well. With the roots, the fears as well to kind of mess them up. The geographically ambiguous accent, the tight wood. What? Anyway, next pick from aggressive
The
mode.
obsession for people loving her. Reference
Where's
Rich
the love for
Campbell.
Jix though? Where's the love for Jinx? That guy, Jix, her little fairy. He's a cool dude, just
The
chilling in
fairy
there.
man.
Radiant team pick.
Can't be attracted to a fairy. Ooh, Monkey King. Okay.
I'll
So
wager on
what
that.
aggressive mode have currently just done is they've flexed their Kunkka Monkey King to the last stage of the draft. Okay, so Monkey King can lane against Timbersaw. Kunkka doesn't want to lane against Timbersaw, but they have last pick, which means they're able to see every hero on forZe. They're able to then decide, okay, so Kunkka, are you mid? Are you my off lane? Monkey, are you my mid? Are you my carry? And depending on what forZe pick, they can decide what core they need to pick to best enable this Kunkka into the game, and also get the best matchup for Monkey King into Timbersaw if they want to do that certain matchup. No, so I actually really like how aggressive mode rounded out their draft to kind of cover themselves from the fact that they don't have control of the first or second phase in pick.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. One thing I am seeing for forZe here though is the potential for a Timbersaw pick is pretty high. I think a Timbersaw plus, sorry, not a Timbersaw, a Husker is what I meant to say. Please ignore me. Ignore the first couple of seconds. But yeah, I mean, against, the two melee lanes, Monkey absolutely despises being disarmed. Obviously he's got the boundless strike, so he can still heal himself up if he does get that Jingu off. But if he can't get the Jingu off, then he feels very impotent, and running around the fight without being able to right click things, obviously a really bad position for Monkey. At the same time, the ultimate's pretty, it's okay against Husker. Husker can still fight him because he's got the burning spears, so can burn through him even if he's got all the extra armor. But Husker will probably get beaten down by the soldiers anyways, so a bit of a weird matchup, that one, but I still think it's pretty good. But they go for the troll to start with, so holding off their mid lane pick for now and just grabbing this troll. And another good hero, you can just kind of face tank the Conqueror and the Monkey King. This guy wants to try and be in charge of these fights, and the AA is going to help him a lot with that as well. If he's ever coming down to the 1v1 or for the Troll Warlord versus the Monkey King, then if the AA can come in at the right time, then I guess it's no longer a 1v1, but it does make a big difference to how much the Monkey King's actually going to do in that matchup, because if he can't heal up from the Jingu, then the Troll is just going to absolutely spank him into another dimension.
It's also the whirling axe is the fact that Troll naturally against melee heroes does demolish him in these kind of earlier fights in general. Again, the key question we have to ask ourselves is, how does aggressive mode round out their draft with the fact that they're going to be able to flex their lane so much? forZe banning out the Pugna, very good hero against the Troll. I think this is also also it's very good against AA and Willow. You'd think about OD as a good hero for forZe, then also very good hero against Pugna counters the OD, so you're maybe covering yourself with that ban, pick up the OD. It does very well against the Monkey and the Kunkka. Only issue there is you don't have a lot of true team fight. You've got maybe you actually don't. You have a root, you have the fear, you then have that's about it. Cold feet on AA. So I think they need more team fight, but I can maybe respect the OD pick with the idea that it does demolish both the cores on aggressive mode right now. But again, they put themselves in a very awkward position of having to execute correctly due to the lack of team fight.
I'm actually so confused about this Monkey King pick now. The more I think about it, the weirder it seems. Like, you've got the AA, which is pretty annoying versus Monkey King. Okay, you're not always going to get it off, but every time you do it, it feels crap. And then they go for the Mars. No. And then you got the Willow, who can fear him out or even just shove down roots inside of his Wukongs, which is really annoying for him. Troll is pretty decent in a matchup against a Monkey King, can kind of match him in terms of what he builds and coming out of laning phase strong, etc. And the Timbersaw doesn't really care about him either, so...
In terms of the game, though, I think...
Yeah, I know aggressive... It fits well into aggressive mode's team, I agree with that, but I think it does get countered very nicely by forZe's lineup.
Sure, but how you just described that engagement was you just described every single spell that forZe have in their game and throw it onto one hero. And then you have to ask yourself the question, so what about the Disruptive Static Storm, the Rubik, the Kunkka? Like, it's a pick that... It's not... There's the OD, as expected, right? Yeah. Or both teams could have picked it there, but... It's good for aggressive mode as well. Very good against Troll. Like, the idea of the Monkey is to enable the draft. It might not have the best game, but it enables your draft to get to a position where you should be able to win the game through a good last pick. And I mentioned OD for both teams, and OD overall was a very strong pick. even if the Monkey King dies to an AA blast, then the Kunkka's going to have a good time. If the Willow's using all her spells on the Monkey, then the OD's going to have a free game. Like, you know, so someone's going to have to get fucked in the game. Like, we have to agree with that. And I think Monkey King, as soon as your timing is BKB, when you get BKB, how do they kill him? When OD gets BKB, how do you kill him?
The BKB is definitely a big timing for Monkey King. We can agree on that much, at least. Yeah, and this OD does seem like he's going to be king this game. He's going to tear through the Timbersaw, he's going to tear through the Mars, he's going to control the troll pretty easily as well. So yeah, this puts him in a great position for them to kind of counterplay into what forZe put down here.
But the thing is, it's going to be a Gibkey Timbersaw, which means mid Timbersaw. So he's going to be laning up against OD, which will be pretty much a trader farm to some degree. You're going to have Monkey v Mars, which is actually alright for Mars, especially because you got the Willow behind him. Even though it's a Monkey v a melee matchup, Mars doesn't really care too much at level 1. If there's level advantage for the Monkey King, that's when he might start showing more control. But when you have that spear, the Monkey starts hitting you, you always spear him away. Monkey King doesn't show much threat. So in terms of laning, forZe have pretty solid lanes. Like, there shouldn't be a lane where they're at a great disadvantage.
Yeah. No, agreed. Obviously, there's always a potential for a run over, especially if anybody starts accidentally bleeding kills. And we've seen a little bit of clumsiness, not so much in the laning phase, but we have seen a bit of clumsiness. So I'm hoping both teams keep their lids on. But yeah, overall, I think this is definitely the most even draft of the series.
Yep,
I think
for sure.
aggressive mode have maybe like a kind of 7 to 8% advantage, in my opinion. Think a little bit more, maybe?
For aggressive mode?
Squeeze a bit, yeah, a bit more of an advantage. Squeeze it up a bit.
I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna say it's all about, even though OD has a good game, it's about the concept of they're all heroes that need to farm and do a little bit of something, right? Timbersaw naturally just wants to play around the map. Willow wants to kill things. Like, forZe have the ability to show early aggression. They don't really hit towers that well, nor does aggressive mode. And it's who can take that first tower, that tier 1 safe lane tower, to take control of that big jungle area. And then OD naturally wants to hit creeps. Monkey King, he wants to hit creeps, right? He wants Echo Saber, maybe Diffusal Blade, BKB. Like, there's a lot of net worth needed on aggressive mode to truly exploit their hero picks. Like, if you had to be brutally honest between the two lineups, you've got forZe. 4 of their heroes are level dependent. Aggressive mode, I think only 2 to 3 of their heroes are level dependent. So with that discrepancy alone, you're going to have earlier fights potentially going in the favor of forZe if they group up at the right times and move swiftly together.
By level dependent, you mean like, you know, in lane coming out at like the kind of 4 to 6 levels, right?
Yeah, I mean, post, like, when heroes get their ultimates, there's a lot more ability to take a team fight from forZe. You have Arena, Fear, AA Blast. Troll is negated, he's nothing pretty much. He's a creep until later on in the game. Timbersaw naturally will just be tanky in the front line. Aggressive mode though, like OD ult level 1, Rubik level 6 is cool, but he has to play around his team, and if his Kunkka has a bad start, can't play around him. But yeah, I think it's instrumental for this Kunkka to have a good start to the game.
Yeah, and they're starting with 3 bottom. And you reckon they're going to keep it this way? They've got 3 bottom,
It'll probably
3
be
top
for
both teams.
Yeah,
there's no way you leave
like
a
little bit of harass and then to skip out. Like, there's no way you can leave Monkey alone top, and there's no way that you can leave Timber alone bottom. Like, both of these heroes are going to be absolutely dismantled if they're left alone. Timber's a tanky hero if he gets to like level 3, level 4, and he's against a dual lane. Against a tri lane, he's kind of like a creep. As you see here, A now TPing bottom. Equally, this should be mirrored by a support TP to help the Monkey King.
Yeah, he shows himself, says, "Hey guys, I'm here. Time to TP yourselves back. Time to reset to normality." And there we go, Spartan's out of here, and everything is back to normality. As
now the Timbersaw loves life.
Yeah. The moment they leave, he's just like, "Woo, let's go! I'm back, baby. Let's go." Lil getting beaten
nice
down,
body
but
blocks,
yeah, there won't be a kill here thanks to Skylark. But let's look in towards the middle lane. Of course, you always got to make sure you look at this middle lane. It's 3 for 3 versus the 8 for 1 right now, and yeah, they laned the troll into the OD, which I find very interesting. This is not something we've seen before. Well, at least I haven't seen before.
Troll is always a very strong laner. He's always able to push out the lane. No, not push out. Yeah, well, yeah, with levels in whirling axes, ranged and melee form, of course. He's always able to push out the lane to some degree. The main concern is just, I guess the way to see it is Troll has to get a good BKB timing to be able to play into OD. Otherwise, he just gets kited with Prison and with or blown up with Sanity's Eclipse.
Yeah.
So putting him mid secures him that farm, secures him his levels so that he has a game. If you put him side lane, you might suffer as Gibby gets kind of poked on bottom. Kill potential isn't really there though.
Some vicious prodding more than
Top
you baited me. Top lane is where it's going down. Spartan goes down, as does Chu though. Naive finds a bindless strike, so both supports getting beaten in, which is pretty even trade. Maybe favoring forZe a little bit, but overall, not much to be said. Meanwhile, the Timbersaw getting so low down at bottom, but they just can't finish the job. This reactive armor doing so much work. Very annoying.
So actually dropped to 25 HP there in that little scuffle.
Jesus, playing on the edge. Meanwhile, Kunkka gets made into an ice statue, and Vanscore just being right-clicked to the end of the earth by Lil. He does have a Fate Ball. He might get the kill here. Right-click's coming, but nope, doesn't manage to finish it off. And meanwhile, Lil's now doing his ice sculpture impressions. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Sunlight taking some hits from 19 here. 19 is being very, very aggressive on Sunlight, just keeping him under the tower.
That's nice.
Yeah, doing a good job in the middle lane so far. These axes.
No. I think the big winners though is this top lane. If you look at bottom, the lane's always pushing into that safe lane tower, but on the other side, forZe, they've got the lane pushing into them the entire time. BZZ just loving life, hitting creeps. Look, 17 CS to the 13 of Monkey King. I think that initial tri-lane bottom, the try-on-try action that we had, sorry, try-top, try-bot, it actually favored forZe because they TP'd away first, they got damage out first in the lane, and Monkey King was a little bit more pressured.
Yep, still being pressured to this day as he tries turning into a tree, but getting pinned to another tree. He's getting beaten down. He's trying to turn around and fight, goes around with a boundless strike and gets a kill onto Chu instead, thus keeping himself alive in the process. Meanwhile, BZZ trying to chase him down. He's got the God's Rebuke. He's really trying to force this kill out here, but he might be giving his life for it. He needs to finish it off. Goes for the spin. He's got the spin. Doesn't use it. He'll go for the right click anyway, but whatever. Gets the kill. Goes for the safe route. And meanwhile, Spartan's just like, well, guess I've won the lane, everyone. This is me now, baby. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Vanskill's being targeted. Yep, now catches him out nicely. Skylark can finish the job. Aggressive mode, finding kills all over the place right now. They do lose that Monkey King, but...
At this point, though, even though you kill the A there, this Timbersaw doesn't have any pressure on him anymore. He's level 4, got the Bracer, 2 points in the reactive armor. He will just be able to set bottom. This means that you can now tri-lane top into the Monkey King Disruptor. And when you already have level 4 on the Mars and you got level 3 on Willow, this is going to be a scary lane. This is a really good tri-lane coming out from forZe now.
Yeah, and I love this middle lane as well from them as well. Oh, we got more stuff going on. Naive getting dropped with the 3-man rotation. Nicely done, bringing down the Monkey King, continuing this pressure across the map. And yeah, I want to talk about this mid lane. This is so interesting. I've never seen Troll versus OD before, but Troll is killing it. 19 is currently sitting on 26 and 10 compared to Sunlight's pitiful 18 and 10 on the old CS chart. So this is such an interesting
The main way to look
matchup.
at it is melee heroes against OD in the laning phase are able to out CS him outside of the fact that you get imprisoned, right? So if you can just spam out your wave, you don't get imprisoned in those like awkward situations where you lose a deny or two, it puts you in a decent position. But it's then the transition. Once the OD starts getting items, then you're like, oh, wait a second, I'm a troll against an OD. This is sad. But for now, yeah, a stellar performance so far.
Yeah, doing absolutely great. Meanwhile, Skylark being chased down by Chu here. Chu trying to finish the job, gets caught out briefly by the torrent, but he's got the Bramble Maze to throw down onto Skylark, trying to chase him down, but struggling to actually get him caught out here. Bramble Maze comes down, Skylark, oh, he gets caught in it. Oh no, goodbye, sir. Failed to navigate the maze, and thus pays the price of his life. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, though, there's still more action going on here as they're throwing down onto Spartan right now, but they're changing targets. They don't know who to go. They want Naive, they want the big boy, but this seems very, very greedy, and yeah, they won't be finding him. Meanwhile, Lil joining up with Spartan here. They're looking for a retribution, and they're going to go on to Vanscore. Vanscore gets taken out. Meanwhile, they don't know who to focus here on forZe. It's very, very messy, and it looks like Chu is just going to fall. BZZ looking over towards Spartan. That's not going to happen. Chu being chased down. Lil, does he have the Fate Ball? He does. He gets a kill, but meanwhile, BZZ will get the retribution and brings down Lil at the very least, but still a bit of a mess there from forZe. I feel like if they just focused a bit better, keep their cool, get the same target, then they didn't have to lose 2 heroes in that engagement. But unfortunately, they there's just a better team fight coming out from aggressive mode.
Yeah, good rotations coming in overall, but the repercussions of that is it does reveal that ward.
They got the lift, they've got the throwback, 19-teen. He
the
doesn't have
too.
the ulti, yeah. Sunlight, he can throw down the Sanity's Eclipse, but decides it's not worth it. Doesn't have the damage to finish off the troll, even though, I don't know, I think there might have been. He's got 6 charges.
I'm not even going to try and attempt the maths, I'm not going to pump it in, but...
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Mana difference multiplier, 0.4, base damage 150, magic damage, so 0.4, difference being 400, 1000. You keep talking, mate, I'm going to do this, give me a second.
Alrighty, well, down in the bottom lane, Skylark's just been chilling versus Gibkey. These two are current CS leaders.
390 damage, level 1.
Oh, I don't know how much health it was on, so doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, on the top lane, though, they found Naive. Down goes the Monkey King. Meanwhile, Spartan trying to stand his ground here and fighting to BZZ, but that's not going to pay off for him. He's going to drop as well, and this might be 3 kills going for forZe up here. This time, they find the focus.
Spooky.
Oh, look at him taunting BZZ, cancelling the right click on Lil, making him suffer, making him really know that forZe are in charge of this top lane. Jesus,
yeah, this lane's so back and forth where I think if forZe commit and then miss the kill, then aggressive mode can rotate in after. But if forZe are the aggressors and hit their spells correctly, it's such a scary tri lane. Like AA, Willow, Mars, all of these heroes have kill potential, and when synced up, any hero is dying.
Yeah. And once again, I mean, the guy just comes back into lane and immediately there they start, but this time they're going to TP in Lil. So once again, we're having a 3-on-3. Now making it a 4 as the Monkey King, as the Kunkka turns up to this top lane. Silhouette looked a bit like a monkey, don't know why. Maybe it's reflecting Skylark's real life. No, I don't know what he looks like in real life. Meanwhile, they're going to go for the boat play here. Yeah, so immediately jumping down Naive as well. They're trying to lay the damage onto the Timbersaw of BZZ, getting beaten down. Lil getting low as well, though, and they are both going to die. Lil and BZZ eating the dirt, and now Gibkey's going to be the next target as Sunlight actually turns up to this engagement as well. So pretty much everybody here from aggressive mode to beat down forZe, and they are going to be able to find Gibkey, I think, in the end here.
If he wants to.
Oh, there we go. Well,
it was like one
close
damage
enough. Close enough. No, you were wrong. You're a bad analyst. You're fired.
Oh well. It's fine. Don't worry. I made one wrong call. I'm sorry.
This is what the world would be like if certain Twitch chatters were in charge.
Yeah.
Certain Twitch chatters. Don't paint my boys with the same brush. You know.
That's true. That is true. It's only at least 1 in 1,000.
But they're right.
But I'm sorry.
So yeah, this net worth advantage, which was kind of hovering around the 1.5k mark earlier on for forZe, is now dropping down to about a 500 advantage only for aggressive mode. I know it's a weird time to be looking at net worth shifts, but it is a very action-packed game. There's been a lot of kills going on, and I think it's important to note that there's no one really on top right now. It's not like anybody's hugely barreling ahead. And
the missed static storm from Spartan.
Oh yeah, had the glimpse, but I don't think it would have worked. I don't know, hard to say.
But standing around in the same spot outside of it. But Lil going for the TP does connect with the TP. Excellent work, Mr. Lil. I think the biggest winner of this laning phase, if you are still looking at net worth, is the Kunkka. The fact that he was able to skip waves non-stop and make those critical rotations to get a couple kills, he has actually enabled himself to be top net worth. I think an early Vessel will be paramount in the ability to eat through this early Mars, this early Timbersaw, who naturally are the tankier guys in front of you.
Yeah, and of course the Arthpass comes into the top lane onto Naive, meaning he can't heal up with the Boundless Strike, so he is going to die, but BZZ also following suit. 2 heroes in the top lane, and Vanscore might make it 3. The X-Marks comes out, which means no surviving, sir. Good night. They're going to grab him with the Astral. What the hell are you doing here, Chu? This is not your neighborhood, my friend. He's going to get beaten down as well here as he tries to make his way to the trees, but the kinetic shield comes out onto him along with a well-timed torrent, and Skylark just getting a bit of star points in, you know? Getting the extra points.
He wants his
there.
Vessel, man. He's like, I don't care. I'm nabbing this one. Keeping bot though, instant moves around the map.
Yeah, Gibkey's like, I want this tower, and he will get it, but at what cost? As Skylark comes over, he's got the X marks, they have the lift, Gibkey being controlled up, realizing he needs to turn around, try and make something out of this, but Lil stealing up the Chakram and beating down Gibkey, and Gibkey's on the run, but yeah, he's got the 24 points of reactive armor, but I think they have the damage. They will finally finish the job here, and that is a Timbersaw going down, so aggressive mode punishing the Timbersaw. They do still lose a tower, it's important to note. So, you know, not an entirely bad trade, but still the Timbersaw dying, it is important. And of course, as Kunka's just been involved in a bunch of kills in a row, so he's now going to grab himself the Spirit Vessel. Feeling
loving life.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, I wanted to point out the Spirit Vessel's also good against the Troll when he pops his ulti as well, because it's just going to stop him life-stealing and make him look like a bit of a silly bean.
Yeah. Absolute silly Billy.
Quite.
Yeah, but I think Skylark, he's the key factor right now. Because after Skylark, Troll, Timber, Mars, all equal net worth, pretty much. All sitting in that kind of second to third slot, equally shared. So there's Monkey King. He's the one who's not having a game right now. And I think if aggressive mode can make moves without the Monkey, give him a bit of breathing room, then that's when you can have a decent game on your hand.
19 team being glimpsed back.
Oh,
Pops the ultimate before he goes down. Yeah, but not sure how much it's actually getting done here. At what cost indeed, my friend. He's still just running at them and trying to get some roots off. And actually, the X-Mark's doing him a ton of work here as he's brought back, but it looks like he will be finished off by the Vessel. But Naive dies in response, though. So, you know, forZe managed to scrape something off the floor from that gank, which is more than perhaps they should have gotten. But aggressive mode,
when you're the ones getting initiated on and you can go even, then that's a perfectly fine rotation.
Yeah.
Or engagement, sorry. You have to ask yourself though, at what point, like, Troll in the off lane has the ability to make space and be annoying. Timbersaw, sorry, in the off lane. But when you a Timbersaw is your carry hero, it does kind of raise question marks in the sense of, at what point does he become obsolete? When does he actually have presence? Because your Mars, he's gone for FaZe, Soul Ring, Blink. He's your initiator. Your Troll is directly countered by the OD, and then your Timbersaw, he's only gonna have a Yules at the 15-minute mark. So you don't have that strong group up death ball potential due to this boat, due to this imprison. So I think at some point, if forZe overstep their mark, then they might really struggle in some of these team fights. But again, it's all down to, does the Mars get that correct initiation? Can the Troll get his ultimate off and maybe not get imprisoned, kited the entire time?
Yeah, can the AA Blast come down onto the Monkey King at the right time like we've seen before? Is the Disruptor going to get the Static Storm off onto a key target? There's so many variables in this fight. I think they're impossible to call.
High ground fight though.
Yeah.
forZe currently holding the high
Skylark,
ground.
what's he doing? He's trying to go for the outpost, but might pay with his life here as they have him inside the Bramble Maze. Chew jumping down, but no one else really able to actually get down there and do any damage to him because, you know, you've got a Mars and you've got a Troll Warlord. Like, these guys do not want to run down the hill and start chunking away at a Kunkka with a Spirit Vessel and a boat at his disposal. So forZe making the right plays and just kind of holding off, but they might find themselves tempted if someone comes forward onto the Timbersaw, but aggressive mode, you know, they're happy to pump the brakes, shift it into reverse, turn this car around and get themselves back home. No blink on the Mars just yet, so yeah.
Really smart play from aggressive mode.
Oh no! The symphony of fails coming out from aggressive mode as they drop the horrendous combo, nonetheless. Meanwhile, the Glimpse gonna put the Timbersaw back and hopefully allow Sunlight to get away here. Should get himself to... What a spear comes and graces his butt, but he's gonna live. Yeah, are we gonna talk about that combo?
Oh, Skylark though, he got caught off by the ward. He's now by himself. The entire team is coming to say hello.
Yeah, he's getting chunked down. See you later, buddy. You're in the wrong neighborhood. And this is how they do things in 19 Teens neighborhood.
Slap them down with no mercy, but this is what the value of this ward is by the Dire Secret Shop. Initially, I actually thought it was forZe ward when I was running back because I didn't see the color on it, but yeah, it's for sure. That was a really strong ward coming up from forZe, actually enabling them to go into this high ground area, but kind of, again, like you said, Symphony of Fails with the combo onto the Mars. Post that, Skylark for some reason staying around in the area and then getting picked off. It was,
yeah,
like, it was really good discipline from aggressive mode to disengage from the fight. They miss spells, you just leave the area. Respect the fact that they have numbers there. They've most likely either used TPs or ran there to some degree. Like, they want to stay in the area just long enough to catch stragglers. You shouldn't run back in to try and farm. And it's these mistakes.
It's kind of worrying that I think he's pointed out, to be honest. Like,
yeah. It's like these mistakes. So look at the net worth now. Kunkka was up top by like 500 gold. Now, boom, one pick off, one death. Troll continuing to farm. That's now switched. You don't want that. This Troll's meant to have a rough game. He's meant to be feel pressured by the fact he can get kited by him not having that early BKB. But he's now got Diffusal. He's going towards BKB. That kind of time is ticking through where if he gets to that timing soon enough, then these team fights are going to be scary. Potentially, but to be clear, it's Troll VOD. At no point in the game does this Troll go, wow, I'm so happy I got this item. I feel so great. He's always going to feel sad. The only time he feels somewhat okay is that first BKB reveal into a team fight, which is like, surprise.
Yep, and, you know, post that. I mean, even after that, there's still the case that the OD can still mess him up by just astraling whoever's inside the...
himself, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whoever's being chased by the Troll, and that just ruins his battle trance as well. A nice TP out from Spartan, keeps himself hunky-dory and out of danger. Here's forZe. They're just playing the map right now. Getting slightly more, starting to squeeze a little bit, see if they can start perhaps moving in towards some objectives, some tier 2 towers aren't really on the menu for them, but push in and get some vision down, I think should be the next thing on their menu. But honestly, a lot of this game seems to start revolving into Roche soon.
This is how they normally go, but I think in this game it's going to be a little bit harder to go Roshan. You don't have any medallion buys, you don't have any natural right clickers. Like for Dire, Monkey King's your only real output.
Yeah, for Dire,
so, and same for Radiant, you got Troll, but you don't have a Vlad Spire right now because your Mars has gone for the Blink Rush. Roshan for both of these teams isn't really an option until either a full team wipe or the 25-minute mark.
Left up on, but they go on the back lines. A beautiful arena, going to hold a bunch of them still, but Fear also coming down. Oh no, they're walking into the arena, but they've actually got their own arena down from Lil.
No one has died.
And yeah, they're fine. I don't know if that was just the arena running out at the wrong time, but I'm sure they should have been taking damage there. They didn't seem to be, though. I don't know. That's a replay for me.
Radiant are scanning.
Production, guys.
And with the production value, we can quickly load out
that.
that replay in about 4 hours' time. Stay tuned.
Well, the counter initiation coming in. They don't have their arena, but they still want to try this one. They're going to go for the... Oh, they're actually leaving him. Disruptor. Okay, no, never mind. Gibkey's not leaving him. Gibkey's ready. The spear comes in, but it's not going to save the day. Spartan will still drop. Now, aggressive mode.
Oh,
they're on the run. Yeah, Gibkey's hungry. Disruptor's going to buy back into this one. They might consider fighting this one. A nice use of the torrent to hold Gibkey still. And now Naive, he's managed to get off that Jingu. Meanwhile, BZZ playing on the front lines, just forcing aggressive mode back as they jump into Lil, find him in the backlines. Gibkey hunts him down. Meanwhile, in comes Spartan, and he's going to get dropped by a nice little chilling touch there from Vanskor. Meanwhile, the tree gets broken. Monkey King's revealed, and they're jumping forwards. But Sunlight, he has got the constant astrals to keep spamming out in this fight and just turning it in favor of the ban comes down. Vanskor's dead. 19 teams going to go down with him. Naive is able to die in response, but it looks like this fight belongs to Sunlight. They will get themselves a full team wipe on the side of aggressive mode. A beautiful turnaround, and you don't want to play with the OD. When the fights go this long, you need to get out. You cannot set yourselves up for that big of a shutdown, but still a beautifully well fought fight from aggressive mode there, as they do recognize their strengths. They just use the right amount of buybacks to kind of swing things in their favor, and then OD is able to just run in with the huge hammer. Just turns in their favor. 3 straight kills off that hammer.
An additional 1,050 mana obtained during that fight, and I think that really showcased how both teams were trying to maximize the amount of fighting they could do with the limited spells they had due to that initial engagement when no one died. But I think it's just the overextension. When you get that spawn pick off on the Disruptor, it's then, okay, we're going to go in. And then Timbersaw wildly moves in. AA then uses AA Blast, misses everybody, tries to go for some cute play. And then you're like, your Troll's going on one guy, you then eventually snipe him. It's like, you have to find a point in which, when are we actually stopping? When is us chasing them randomly into a tier 2 where we don't have a creep wave, can't even push the tower? They actually lost their own tower in this entire engagement. Like, at what point do we stop and farm the map? And I think forZe kind of got a little bit too hungry there. This Timbersaw kind of baiting them in and eventually becoming quite a poor play. But just like the last game, you use a big spell. What does that do? That unlocks Roshan. This entire engagement has allowed them to just move freely into this. Like, if OD doesn't have ultimate, forZe shouldn't be too scared, realistically. Like, how do they die unless this OD gets a massive ult off, or if they're picked off? If they're together, that's perfectly fine.
And thus, the Aegis belongs to the Troll Warlord, holding it in his hands, looking happy, getting those whirling axes damage as well. Cheeky. Doesn't need it now that Roche is dead, so who needs those further stacks, right?
Do love me a good stack or two.
Indeedy, indeedy. forZe gathering up in the mid lane as aggressive
this
mode
vision,
coming
though.
into the jungle.
But look at this perfect like line of wards that they have right now. They're sitting onto the high ground with a low ground wall of vision. This enables them to play quite aggressive in this area. forZe, though, identifying the fact that you have no control in this bottom jungle and just, you know what, you can control our jungle, we'll take over yours. This means they can then go into this area. I guess the downside right now is you don't actually have any vision on the forZe side. You have one observer coming out, which means they're going to have to truly decide where he's placing this. Skylark, though, XTPing himself top, just trying to push out the wave, which he didn't really do.
I think he needs a fortify for it, so
Yeah. Exactly.
Get wrecked, kid. Now 19 teen able to take this tower, though, not without sustaining a certain amount of damage himself, but nothing major. Meanwhile, talking about things major, Dark Willow is getting majorly beaten in by the OD, but he's going to get controlled up now as BZZ looks for the counterplay, but they miss everything on him because he just throws down an Astral. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, but he is still a little bit controlled up here, but a beautiful two-man torrent. Hello, and now the damage starts coming through. BZZ is dead, Vanscore is dead as well. Give Key heading the same way as his teammates. It's a four-man wipe as Naif just enters the fight alongside Sunlight, and they just take everybody apart piece by piece. 4 heroes dead.
He's just chuckling into himself. Look at it. Look at his inventory. Treads, Echo Saber.
He's got nothing.
Yeah, and that is why OD is such a solid pick here. You have the Aghanim's Rush. Naturally does really well against these minimal initiation lineups. You have Mars Spear, Willow Curse, kind of Fear, and other than that, that's it. So this value of Imprison goes 2,000% up. It's like it's insane. And then you have a Monkey King who has no items, right? Look at his inventory. He looks like he's been playing for like 8 minutes in the game or something, and then he gets an ultra kill
on my street. Who's richer?
Exactly. But to be clear, this guy didn't actually kill them. He just kind of cleaned them up after the
I mean, the ultra kill was
exactly
fun, but ultimately not really.
But that's what you want, though. Like,
sure,
you didn't even use OD ult, to be clear. Like, he didn't even use the big ult. That was you're just out of position, wasted all your spells, and we can now use our spells.
The Aegis so forth, so they're definitely looking for something here, and they're going to find it very quickly. Down goes Spartan, and now with the arena coming down, they might even be able to bring down the OD as well. As well as going to come through. Has he got the Astral in time? No, because the Fear comes out, holding him still, and they'll get that kill. forZe, they slap right on back here, and now they look over towards Lil. Lil trying to make it towards a high ground, but look at the damage coming through from the Willow, and BZD comes in with a God's Rebuke, and that's going to take him down as well. 3 return kills as this game just feels like a gamer slap him back, and then comes in with a back slap. It's pretty damn close.
If OD gets picked off, it doesn't matter if you have ult or not.
Well, yeah, true. That will always be the case. He needs to look for his BKB, and that is what he's got queued up right now, but still a bit of a way. Meanwhile, Gibkey could be having some pirate troubles down in the bottom lane. Torrent's going to land. They've got the Spirit Vessel onto the zone, but he can purge it off now with the Yules, and now things look a bit silly.
No, the Monkey King!
Yep, okay.
He didn't just instantly spring.
He's not okay either, because they're getting cut off behind here. Spartan's going to get beaten down. He drops the ultimate onto nothing, trying to keep himself alive, but, well, actually, okay, never mind. He does kill off BZZ, but Gibkey finally comes in, says, enough is enough. I'm bringing down the Disruptor myself. Meanwhile, 90T is getting smacked in all directions by these soldiers. And look at this guy. Oh, what the... Is this balanced? Is this balanced? He turns into a banana, and that means that
the is now alive.
The troll can no longer attack him. And now the boat's going to come flying through, but he has got the BKB, meaning Sunlight can't do a whole lot. He's going to TP in front of their faces. No, you can't kill me. See you later, noobs. And he is out, but they did sink his Aegis at the very least. Again, such messy fights. Both teams just fighting tooth and nail in every engagement, and previously there's been a clear-cut winner, I think, in this one, maybe slightly going aggressive mode's way, but really hard to tell.
So when your Aegis usage is diving behind a tier 2 tower to then die because you're running up into tier 3.
No, it was gone anyway, though. They didn't have Aegis.
Sure, but the idea is still, you're still playing in an area of the map that has no benefit. Like, even if you win that fight there, what are you obtaining after the fight? Nothing. I feel like the idea of aggression is fine, but the placement is somewhat poor.
You don't think they could have got a tier 2 afterwards?
I just feel like it was a little bit rushed. It could have been a lot worse. That's what I'm saying. Where if the OD, again, still holding his ultimate, if he was able to get into a better location, maybe on that exit when the troll was able to BKB TP, if they were able to catch that target because they were ready for the BKB TP rather than waiting around at the Aegis, it could have been a lot worse for sure, I just think.
Alrighty, well, the game doth continue, and aggressive mode are apparently in the lead. You could fool me, though, because I don't really know who's in the lead in this one.
Well, from that engagement, it was very much aggressive. Like, forZe could have easily pressured a lot more. That's what I'm getting at. Right now, the game is very even. Vision-wise, forZe has the ability to play aggressive due to the double ward setup, both at the mid, in front of the mid tier 2 and to the left of the bottom tier 2. So they're going to want to be able to make more plays. But again, forZe, you have to respect this kite ability with the Ags, with the double astral, sorry. forZe just playing into their vision, like knowing that if they just stay here, life's going to be pretty swell.
And life is pretty swell as they dig themselves up a bounty rune, making life even sweller. Perhaps even swell. Skylark continues to hold on to this tier 2 tower, responding to forZe's positioning just by plonking himself under this tier 2 and killing off any creep wave, just neutralizing any kind of opportunity for forZe to come and take shots at that building and showing themselves that they're not afraid of them. I like the 7th Halberd pickup on Skylark as well. In fact, I've loved this build from start to finish. You know, this Spirit Vessel was obviously needed, but he's made a ton of use of it. And with all the fighting that's been going on as well, he's got so much value. And now moving into the Halberd, which is always a great item when you're playing against this pesky troll warlord. Probably for nobody else. That's just a troll special right there. But you know,
yeah,
it's
of course
more than.
And then he's also going for the Ags. It's all about his ability to control and kite. Pretty much, he's got Torrent Storm plus Torrent, Bow, Halberd. He's going to be a big nuisance in these fights. Again, pre-BKBs. Mars trying to go towards his, has 1600 gold. Troll, of course, already has his. Has the Basher, looking for the Abyssal. These fights, they're going to be potentially okay for forZe right now, but in 5, 6, 7 minutes time after, no, sorry, 2 or 3 fights time, then BKB is getting lower. That's when the value of this Kunkka is going to go through the roof.
Big man gone slap. It's the
and slap hard he shall.
Mixtape. Indeedy. Well, the game's going to reset for a while here. The lull in tempo is definitely as teams wait for Roshan, and we shall see how soon he shall be spawning now. It's going to be just a sub 2 minute spawn.
50.
Indeedy. What that? Kunkka finishes his Ags. Hello.
Yes.
Time to get a bit fruity. We got ourselves a Torrent Storm, ladies and gents. Strap down the mism and keep yourselves stable. I hope you're not seasick.
Look at this ward though. Aggressive playing off this high ground vision, baiting the Monkey King from the lane up. Instant
no, they found the tree. Gipki finds it. Now they got the damage to bring him down in time. They actually spear him out of the AA. Could this be costly? No, it could not. They bring him down anyway with Whirling Death, but it looks like the Mars might be taking damage with the Spirit Vessel with side the ultimate of the Disruptor. It's enough to bring him down, but look at the OD. He's just melting. He didn't have a chance to get any of his spells off there. He gets dropped like a rock, and now they look forward for more. But Spartan, Skylark on the run, and here comes a storm. What's it gonna do? Well, defensive usage here, just holding forZe back. I mean, it's helping him survive. Is it going to be enough, though?
Yours.
Oh, they managed to grab him with the Bramble Maze. A nice 2-man torrent. Increasing the length of this chase, but in the end, it will be forZe taking the victory again here. Finally able to find themselves a somewhat decisive fight there as they only lose their Mars and take the OD, the Monkey King, the Pirate.
These fights shouldn't be going so bad, though. These fights are going so poorly simply because this Monkey King, in this instance...
Oh, yeah.
No, but like in this instance, he's the one that gets jumped, instantly gets killed on the tree, and then isn't able to get his BKB off, dies. Which then means the OD's in a place where he wants to play into his Monkey King. The Monkey King should be ulting, the OD should be somewhat protected by the Wukong's command, so he can get his damage out. That never comes out, so OD instantly dies. He doesn't have a BKB yet himself. It's like aggressive mode. They were in such a strong timing right now, playing around the BKB, playing around their ability to finally use aggressive sanities, I think, because they haven't really used it in the last 10 minutes. And one misplay like that, that's the position you're in. Look how far away from your base you're in. You can't simply just get out, and yeah, it shows.
It sure does, TeaGuvnor. It sure does show. forZe tightening their grip, and Roshan is just respawned, so they can look towards getting that next objective. But with the Pirate coming back in 4 seconds, kunkka will be able to come down. It's going to be up to forZe to see how quickly they can take this one. It's looking like it's going to be pretty darn quick, though. Yeah, they're not getting here in time.
They're trying their best to maybe get over the
they won't.
smoke on the shot there. It's not going to happen, I know, but maybe they look for the rebuttal fight again.
Stop! They're not going.
I'm just saying,
they're not doing it.
They're smoked.
forZe are taking Roshan. They've got the Aegis. Man. Don't do it.
I don't want them to. I'm just saying what they're doing. Leave me alone, Nomad. Leave me alone. Just like aggressive mode should leave these guys alone due to the Aegis advantage. Maybe push out some lanes.
Yeah, time to chill, boys. Time to take a Valium, relax, chill out.
Or 3.
Don't take 3 Valium.
Skylight, buddy.
Not a good idea. Unless it's directed by a doctor or otherwise medical professional. Meanwhile, they jump in with the arena jumping down, and now the Abyssal out onto the monkey on the backlines, and AL gonna come through as well, landing onto 4. It's not half bad, but is it gonna be enough? The storm is coming through, forcing them back, and aggressive mode are actually able to hold their high ground, or are they? Gibkey saying no. He's popped the BKB. He's jumping up into their faces. Skylight trying to get himself around here, being used up, controlled up, thrown around like a ragdoll, and finally finished off by Vanscore.
No buyback.
No buyback indeedy on the Kunky. Meanwhile, okay, all right, that's a glimpse coming back, throwing Gibkey out of position, or is he out of position? Is he exactly the position he wants to be in? Is they going to throw down the Wukong's command, trying to control him up, but the force staff getting TeaGuvnor to relative safety, popping the cheese, and in comes 19-teen. He pops the ultimate, but gets healed up immediately, trying to find himself a target, but can't really do so, and now he gets controlled up by Sunlight. They have had to pop the BKB on the OD for this one, but they do withstand forZe's aggression, jumping up onto the high ground. Now with the glimpse, maybe they can look for something, but a BKB forced out from 19-teen as well. Lil can't connect with a spear, so they're holding. They don't lose their troll, but it looks like forZe can't really get much more from this. They're going to back themselves away. The game will continue.
That fight lasted so long, he was able to get 2 Ice Blasts out. I think... that's sort of a fun fact for you, by the way. Yeah, I think that this siege, though, it highlights how difficult it is for forZe to truly fight in, because when they go for that engagement, they commit so hard that buybacks weren't even used, right? Yeah, not even any buyback was used. That was an Aegis push that achieved no structural damage. The OD, again, still haven't used ult. Passive ultimate, by the way, lul. And we're now getting to that point where I think once this OD, obviously with BKB now, the troll BKB is going to wear off. It's only on 6 seconds now. I think that it simplifies the game. As long as aggressive mode don't put themselves in positions where they just get instantly picked off due to them not pressing their own BKBs, reference Mr. Monkey King top lane, I think this game is looking pretty even. Not as scary as people might anticipate.
Yeah, we said that a lot. Even with Roshan going, I mean, forZe were definitely ahead, right? Without Roshan, it was looking like they were going to be able to at least take a barracks or something and kind of start to control up the game and lead themselves to a victory. But yeah, aggressive mode, they defend, they keep their cool under the most extreme of pressure situations. But
this is the critical fight right
troll.
Now.
This could be scary. He's got the Abyssal as well. They're going to look forwards onto the Rubik here, and this is probably a very dead Rubik. There's not much there. Oh, no, they have got the Astral. Double Astral comes out. The Rubik might be able to get himself to connect, but Arena in the backlines, well, BZZ trying to control up Skylark and the Monkey King. Meanwhile, Spartan does eventually get dropped as they continue to fight here. BZZ on the front lines actually backing themselves away from the Monkey Ultimate, but BZZ gets dragged back in. No, they get the kill, and that's the first one of this fight. He does have buyback, but he's a long way from home. Meanwhile, Gibkey, he's going for the TP out. It looks like forZe don't want to fight this, but they do want to finish off Skylark, but with the Glimmer, with the jump up to the high ground, they're going to be able to hold. And again, look at aggressive mode. They're literally holding a 4-man line, and now they advance forward with the Monkey King, with the glimpse coming down onto the troll. He's too far forward. He's had his team, and finally they drop it before the BKB has a chance to come out. 19-TNT is going to get dropped, and now Sunlight looking over towards Chu, but Chu is out. In aggressive mode, they're hunting, but I'm not sure how much they're going to find. Gibkey, he's revealed. Have they got the X marks? Not for another 4 seconds. Lil comes forward, though. He only gets the chakra, but they have got a lot of chase on this team. They've got the Monkey, they've got the glimpse. Oh no, but with the X marks as well, he's going all over the place. What? Yeah, now Timber Chain not going to be successful, and Gibkey, his shenanigans are finally put to rest in a storm of torrents. He will die at sea. And again, 3 heroes dead as forZe try to force themselves into the game, force themselves up to the high ground and force a fight which just should not be forced. They are now falling a little bit further behind here. And with these death timers, I think aggressive mode should be able to whittle down this net worth a little bit further, but I don't really think this is one of these games where we're really looking at net worths, but more at timings, at ability usage, and stuff like that, you know?
As expected, forZe are trying to use their timing of, okay, if we take the fight, if we get that correct jump, we might be able to, get into them correctly, but fight after fight, it's so sloppy where they make the jump, and Monkey King has honestly been caught off so many times about pressing BKB, but he still survives.
Yeah, true.
And then it's like, lads, come to the Monkey King. He's BKB, run away from the Monkey King. And OD eventually, round of applause, got that big ultimate off on the troll. We finally saw him die.
Finally, no longer a sassive Panatees Eclipse, but in fact an active Sanity's Eclipse. What we wanted to see for a while. And that does dump to the Troll. I mean, Troll has a teeny weeny piddly little mana pool, which the OD, vast, superior mana pool, far more mana in the tank.
But as much as, memes aside and whatnot, I think the key thing to note is aggressive mode, even though they had those sloppier engagements, when put their backs against the wall in their high ground, that's when their draft comes online. It's very easy to kite under the protection of tier 3s. Their draft is already the better draft due to their ability to kite and the lack of stuns from forZe. So, aggressive mode, they've been put in positions where they've had to fight in their base multiple times in a row, which means they're actually at not only a draft advantage, but a positional advantage as well. And aggressive mode are currently abusing that to keep themselves within the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've done a great job defending their high ground. They've got a great job getting advantage over forZe, but now we might see a more even footing fight here. forZe
the BKB on Mars, 10 second.
Where's
Troll only has a 5 second, 6 seconds still. Very disciplined with his BKB, I guess. Or just
that said, though, forZe was seen on the backlines with their non-smoke targets, but they do manage to get themselves a Rubik at the very least. Lil will be dropping. Meanwhile, Skylark can't do much inside this Mars ult, but they're going to try and fight this one as the boat comes down. Meanwhile, the Astral, once again, just going to play with this Troll. Sunlight also Astraling up the Troll Warlock, keeping his distance and running himself to the trees. Once again, no one dropping just yet except for Lil, but down goes Vansgro, and the ultimate's going to control up Mars running forwards, and Mars will be dropped. The Storm's doing a ton of work as well. And look at Sunlight. He's just piling in the damage. He pops that BKB and he goes to town. But Gibkey should be getting out at the very least. See you later, buddy. So Sunlight actually only able to get 2 here. Oh, no, there's just creeps. These are just creeps. The fight is actually over. My God, I mean, there's so much chaos in these fights, I don't know how these players are keeping themselves grounded in these engagements, but Sunlight's doing a beautiful job at just kind of playing around the Troll really nicely, and if the Troll isn't doing anything in these fights, then forZe aren't doing anything in the fights. He is the backbone, he is the main damage dealer, they need him.
Alright, before we get too carried away here, both of these lineups are pretty simple, Troll press ults, hands off keyboard, Mars press ult, maybe throw the spears, hands off keyboard. Willow terrorize, hands off keyboard. OD waits around, maybe A clicks for some mana, presses ult, hands off keyboard. Monkey King ring, hands off keyboard. Kunkka, Torrent Storm, hands off keyboard. So as much as the team fights look very chaotic, very simple spells.
Fair enough. I mean, seems harsh, but okay.
Memes. But no, yeah, nice buyback from Lil. I think aggressive mode have utilize their buybacks to a great degree, and this is a product of their outpost control. From every engagement that they've had, they've always been supported by the nearby outpost as they delicately jump the Timbersaw, tickling him with
they're poking and they get a BKB.
Spells.
Yeah, they're happy with that.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the outpost. It's such a critical part at this point in the game. Do you have the correct outpost control? The real question is, why did forZe, when moving in this area, were they not able to cap this outpost quickly as you're making that aggressive move? I understand the need to catch quickly, but the fact that Rubik could buy back and instantly be in the heart of the fight just meant that buyback had so much more value.
Now we have the tier 4 items coming out, and this is the big one. So let's see, we've got a Spell Prism on OD, 12 all attributes, 4 mana regeneration, and of course that 20% cooldown reduction. That's a chef's kiss from me. We've got a Flicker coming out, and a Prince's Knife on the side of forZe. And meanwhile, I also found a Minotaur Horn. Always find the Minotaur Horn. It's good in some circumstances. Is this a good
Spell
game
Prism,
for the Minotaur
by the way.
Horn? Yeah, that one's
Let's not forget. Oh,
don't worry. I talked about that one first.
Like, he's all about the kite, and then he gets a bit more. All right. Thank you, Papa giving Sunlight an extra nice
I don't just hand out the chef's kisses for any old item,
No, I fully respect that. I do.
The leveler, Could be tempting.
No,
It
not
could
at
be
all.
tempting.
That's slap it on the
they
Monkey
give him the
King.
monkey,
He's
yeah,
got
he's
the
got the
Deso. He
Deso.
wants to, he needs the attack speed, Jingu, build it up. But no, now we've got a
Whippity
Smog
woppity.
moving in.
Give them the boppity.
Hippity boppity. Oh my god. Moving in aggressively. No one has vision in this area. All the vision is dedicated to that kind of mid area into the river. So
Run, Van Scott, run! He is getting himself to safety, and I'm worried for Naive here. We've been down this road before, but this time he's not going to get dropped from a tree. He will not play the coconut role.
no wards though on the side of aggressive mode as they make this play. They have the gem, so they do see these wards on the ground, which I would like to maybe see them either A, D ward, or B, get the hell out of there. Going for option B, trying to preserve their lives for a little bit longer.
Yeah, both teams with very similar vision round right now. And the haste rune going to be desperately picked up by the Troll Warlord here. This is a risky haste rune, but he is going to grab it. Meanwhile, the arena comes down, holding still the Monkey King. The Monkey King stunned up once again, being brutalized by BZZ. He's not going to be, should have a chance to get up his BKB and immediately turning around, trying to get up the ultimate. Skylark is going to be the target instead, and he's getting a decent amount of well, I say that, Skylark's attacking your boy, but Gipkey comes in. He's a real damage dealer, and now the counter stun comes out from the Troll Warlord, jumping on top. Vanscott is going to die. Sunlight's ulti not doing that much damage, though, and now it's being controlled up. Spear comes out. He's got to do something here, but I'm not sure there's anything he can do. He's going to get beaten down. Meanwhile, Lil and Spartan, the last ones left, trying to fight up. Meanwhile, well, they're actually buying back. Sunlight's trying to come back into this one. Chu's making his way forwards as well. They're looking over towards the Rubik. Rubik's going to be thrown up into the air and now speared back to the ground. They're going to grab this kill. Meanwhile, Willow looking for a target, but there's nobody else really to get here for the side of forZe. But that was messy once again from aggressive mode. Throwing up this fight recap here, we just see a huge loss in gold in this engagement, and all of a sudden forZe, they are truly in control of this game now. They have themselves the fight they've been looking for a long time, since 100% the last Roshan. And
oh, that's because the fight is not located at your tier 3s. We've drawn the fight away from the base, and not only that, the OD with his ultimate, he used it on a glimmered AA, and the troll that didn't lose pretty much any life. So now you've got sorry, the troll was glimmered, but anyway, you've got the issue of okay, so OD wastes ult. What does he do? He's already used BKB. He's right next to the troll. I think the spell usage in that fight was optimal for forZe and a little bit under par coming from aggressive mode. One of the main concerns, I think, is simply as soon as the Kunkka starts to fight, like he can't really stay in the fight. He doesn't have a BKB himself. That means all this damage just comes onto him. He's kind of a non-existent factor. And then you got OD again, like I said, wastes the ultimate. Monkey King again gets caught off. Doesn't BKB the initial engagement, means he can't get that instant Wukongs out. forZe set themselves up correctly to take the fight. Honestly, it's about the who's making the jump, and forZe, every time they jump this Monkey King, he's offsetting his BKB usage by 2-3 seconds, means he gets chain stunned, put to half HP, and makes the fight just that much more awkward.
Yeah, it's yet to see a fight actually where I think they've got a good initiation from aggressive mode for a very long time. Every single time it just seems to be the Monkey King being destroyed. And now just look at this net worth grow and grow like a plant being well watered. And it's just shot up now.
It's delightful.
Found it eventually.
Yeah, nice little sunflower.
And this is where you don't want to be. In this, not in many patches, to be fair, but yeah, now aggressive mode, they just got to hope that forZe really mess up with his Aegis, but this high ground push is going to be very scary for them.
But again, the tier 3 location in which aggressive mode fight is their best place to take a fight. So, we've seen it before, how forZe, they tried using the Aegis to go high ground. Of course now, that was when it was like a 4k difference. Now we're at a 25k difference. It's going to be a lot harder.
Yep,
There's Courier just killing itself off. And look at the optimization coming from Troll. I didn't actually see
Monkey King knocked off a tree again here, but yeah, I mean, Gibkey's just going to say see you later. Not actually interested. No, I'd say that. He's still chasing. He's got teammates coming over.
He's fine. He's got the
hop little rabbit,
range.
Hop, little rabbit, hop. Meanwhile, Skylark's having some fun. And by fun, I mean he's almost getting destroyed, but they go on with the ultimate onto the Troll. But once again, the Astrals come down, and Troll will be left empty-handed. But BZZ running forwards. They really wanted to at least kill off Lil here. They're taking some time about it, but with the spear back, they should be able to finish the job. But 19, he's in way too deep. He's going to be losing his Aegis at the very least to start things off with the Astral him up. Nice Hex coming out just to stop the Monkey and getting off that ulti. And now the God's Rebuke, he does finally get off that BKB. Now the ulti's going to come, but who's inside of it? Nobody just yet. Gibkey's going to be the target. He's going to allow him to get off the Jingu, but Naive just not really doing anything in this fight. Meanwhile, 19T just running onto the front lines, getting that net up, but the Astral once again from Sunlight controlling him up, and now comes in the ultimate, but he just jumps forward. He's looking for the fight here. They'll throw him into the air. Troll Warlock being controlled up so nicely. 19T, is he going to drop? Finally does go down. The Troll is dead, but as is the OD as he gets speared back, beaten down. Now forZe looking for the aggression. They'll find another one. Skylark gets scooped up. There's no buyback on the OD. They might have killed the Troll, but finally forZe, with only 4 heroes up, without their core, they are going for this. And Gibkey, he's just looking to get some fountain farming going on. Yeah, I'm not sure if BTZ's going to die, and Gibkey's not... Okay, he's fine. He's fine. He gets the ultra kill.
The glimpse.
And throwing him back in, but yeah, Spartan's fine. And they don't have the push, though. That's the thing. They don't have the push. I mean, I think if...
Well, yeah, their pushing heroes are dead. They do have the double catapult, though, but the Fortify coming in. The return Fortify. Ooh, just trying to keep these catapults alive, but the Fortify lasts a little bit longer.
All right, Gibkey, it's your time. It's time to push, but oh my goodness. Rubik stealing the Bedlam, going in and getting himself a pretty much solo kill onto Chu here.
Stole a Blasto.
Yep, could control up Gibkey pretty nicely, brings down another one. Oh my god, Lil playing him right now. Does give his life for this, but Spartan, he might find Vanscore in the backlines as well. Aggressive mode with a 2-man defense, and they might find themselves 3 kills on the back of this. Are you kidding? Spartan's gonna find him, gets him with the kinetic field. That's gonna be another kill going the way of aggressive mode. This is absolutely ridiculous, but somehow
like, we're seeing the great demise of forZe. This is every time forZe move into the high ground area, they don't have the ability to cleanly execute because how easy it is for this OD to prolong every engagement. You've got run buff from the Kunko, you've got imprisons left, right, and center. Wukong's command is like the size of the freaking Dire base, so it's so hard to commit.
They won the fight though. They killed. Yeah, but they only killed Troll, but without the Troll, they don't have any push. They're just like, well,
yeah, exactly. That's
guess we'll die fountain. Nothing else to do.
Through all this sustain and dive, etc., they have to commit so much to eventually kill them, right?
Okay. All right.
And then your pushing cores die. Like,
yeah,
sure you're killing them, but you're trading your push potential. If you're able to maybe let your Timber die and your Troll live, perfectly fine. You take a Rax or 2 there, but you don't. It's the fact that Troll has to commit so much, so deep, it becomes so bad.
But Lil though, my god, like just coming in, him plus Disruptor. 1 on 3, and they just turn up and a solo kills 100 to 0, turns around, finishes off the Timbersaw with a sick Ice Blast. My goodness.
It's the fact that the Monkey has buyback when he has 400 gold. Troll doesn't have buyback because of 1300 gold. Mars doesn't have buybacks right now. They're coming off cooldown for Dire, so it's not even looking that bad. You only have to use support buybacks for that engagement realistically. And then the fact that Timbersaw also bought back as well, there's going to be a 5-minute window that Timber won't have buyback. So there is potential that if they continue trying to play aggressive on forZe, you might actually have a hero discrepancy pushing into the next Roshan.
Look at Spartan here. He's like, God damn, I really want to throw down some Observer ones, but then managed to throw both of them on some sentries. So this is going to be no BKB pop. What the hell? They're going in, actually. BZZ preemptively popping the BKB to jump on top of the Disruptor, but guess what? Oh no, they've got him. Abyssal Blade coming down onto the OD. OD can't die. He does not have buyback, but he has been able to get himself away. Meanwhile, 19T fighting off with Naive on the front lines here, turning around with the disarm, getting up the damage off, and now with the ulti coming down, they might have the Troll Warlock. Yes, they do. The damage is there. They get the kill, and look at the Torrent Storm actually doing a ton of work to bring down Vanscore as well on the back lines. Aggressive mode once again holding the line, but the buyback does come down on the AA. They're still looking to take this one force, but I'm not sure they should. They don't have their Troll. They should probably chill out a little tiny bit. They might have got themselves a Disruptor, but that is it. Monkey King also has buyback, it's worth mentioning now. So Gibkey being controlled up, and there's 4 heroes around him. They might look for this one, but he's just going to BKB and clear. They've got the Abyssal. They're going to jump on him now. Gibkey, there's no way out of this one. He's going to get himself the Timber Chain away, but Sunlight jumps forwards again, has the Astral, and this is probably going to be a dead little Timbersaw. Heals up. He's taking his time. He's got the Bloodstone as well, but yeah, see you later, bud.
Dead for 123 seconds. Roshan can respawn within the next 46. If it respawns instantly, you then have Aegis advantage for aggressive mode. This is a 23k gold lead to forZe that doesn't feel like it even exists when they're fighting at the Dire base. as soon as Dire leave their base and start running free in the wild, of course, then I think forZe should be able to take any fight. But again, right now, if RNG is on their side and they can secure this
Naive. He's actually able to secure himself a kill onto Chu here.
Yeah, there we go.
Another hero going down. forZe, they are losing their minds right now. The BKB from BZZ, he's got the TP. Should he want to use it, but he's scared. He knows there's a basher on the Monkey King, so he can't play that game. So he's blinking away, but they see him immediately locking on. They've got the Astral, and there's going to be yet another kill coming in their way. Now, Mars does have buyback at the very least, but still, I mean, you've got to raise question mark.
Look where he's already standing. He's already in a position where he might be able to force buyback. The key thing is, he shouldn't be in a position where he could die to maybe a troll, but 4,300 HP, BKB, Halberd.
It's going to take a lot of time, yeah.
Exactly.
Might not forget the Minotaur Horn as well. Can be useful in those circumstances. An aggressive mode.
Straight to the bottom of you.
They're on the high ground. They don't want to wait for Roshan. They don't want to mess around.
They want to force the buyback, of course.
Absolutely.
This is what they need to do. Timber brought back for a high ground push when you had no push.
They're going for the win.
Such a
aggressive mode.
Actually potentially throwing this game. You have the Wukong's card.
All right, there we go.
As well.
A buyback on the Mars, a fortify. I like this a lot from aggressive mode though. They're not
wait,
actually.
There we go.
Not with a full.
They're not scared.
Not with a full retreat. Just waiting to see if anybody else is going to come back with him. And the moment the answer is no.
Yep. Take the Rex. Be chill, lads. Be chill.
Yeah.
Now
they can't get top racks. They definitely can't get megas here, but they can go for the win. Here. It's going to be a 4-on-5. I don't know if I fancy them in this fight.
Look, the Wukongs will zone everything. As long as it doesn't even have the fear. Yeah.
Whoa, the big now they're going with the fast into the back lines. They're trying to bring down the OD, but he's actually managed to get off the Astral in time. Can they get through him? No, Sunlight turns around, bring down 19T, but he's got the buyback coming straight back in. But aggressive mode are cleaning up right now. They managed to kill off one, and Gibkey's kind of sitting on the front lines here, looking over towards Naive. Monkey King, he's okay for now. Looking to maybe turn here as they've got 19T. 19T, he doesn't have buyback. He doesn't have buyback. He might be going down here. Sunlight's on top. He's got the Astral out, and I think that's it. He's going to die when he comes out the other side. Meanwhile, they pick off the sideline kill onto the Monkey at the very least. Gibkey trying to save the game. And there's no BKB on OD. OD's going to be dropping as well. He does have buyback, though. He can come back in if he wants to. Meanwhile, Skylight trying to play on the front lines. The Ancient perfectly healthy for the time being. As a Conquer getting beaten in, they're going to lose a second one. Hello, make it a third. They look over towards Rubik. Rubik on the run, but I don't think he's escaping this one either. Lil is like, my god, my team, do I have to do everything myself around here? But he can't do much in this circumstance. Go for the lift, going for the TP, but the Hex comes through and Gibkey just in time, making it an ultra kill. Somehow this Timbersaw, with the aid of the quickening charm and all his little extra items here, gives him the extra firepower he needs to just keep on fighting in the front lines there, and finally drawing this game to yet another heart-stopping drawing situation.
Jesus Christ, Nomad, this game, it's painful.
Equal
Not gonna
parts,
lie, it's a little bit painful.
We got some nice plays, but we've got some pretty silly plays as well coming through.
The main
quick breakdown for that fight.
Well, quickly as we go there, it's the fact that as they push for the Ancient, the Monkey King didn't cover his team with that defensive Wukongs. He waited for the initiation to occur, then put down the Wukongs. You're meant to like scare your opponent, make it difficult, and the positioning of Dire, like if you quickly look back at the base right now, the Disruptor was standing like on this spot here, you then had Rubik like here, the Monkey was standing over here. Like you have such an issue where as soon as the Mars is able to initiate from this kind of southern side, you instantly cut off your supports because you're within their base. So I think Monkey King not zoning, you're not getting his early ultimate out, allowed forZe to get such an easy initiation. But again, we are moving into a window where Dire has the buyback advantage in terms of they actually still have it on OD, and Roshan will be critical. If the next team who gets Roshan should be able to force something, but I'm kind of favoring aggressive mode where just because they have this OD buyback, if they play around it correctly, it could be extremely scary.
Also, I've never seen...
But this game's still very Kappa, to be very clear.
Of course. I'm not sure if we're playing Dota or basketball because the amount of throws that are going on.
Yeah, we're hitting a lot of three-pointers right now.
But yeah, I've never seen Repair Kit on the Ancient before. That's a first for me, you know. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, Repair Kit is based off of the HP of the building you're using it on. So if you're defending your base in a clutch situation, do not waste it on a tier 4 if you only have one. Use it on your Ancient. Of course, if you have 3 charges, 2 tier 4s, 1 Ancient, bada bing, bada boom, keep your Ancient alive.
Shabam. And now we got another point to fight over, and this one's going to be Roshan. Aggressive mode already looking for it. Now, let's just have a quick buyback recap. So, Gibkey, yes. Sunlight, yes. Chew, yes. Everybody else, no, but naive, soon. Everybody clear?
Yeah.
Everybody remember that one?
Thing.
We're going to take a quick
It's
look
the
at net
position
worth.
1 and 2 on
Oh
aggressive
my
mode will have buyback
God.
during this next engagement.
Look at Gibkey's money, dude. He is so far out of net worth.
He's a baller.
What the? How's he got this much money?
He's pushing out every lane. He's got bots, but he's in an awkward position right now.
Cash for days, but
Actually,
no,
no,
they're
the
going to the
support
backlines. Oh no, they're just going to drop the Willow immediately. She does have to buy back here. Meanwhile, BZZ running around like a headless chicken on the high ground. Finally, decided to commit to something here. They're going to go on Sunlight. Meanwhile, he's going to get forced forward, though, into everybody as the Lotus Sword Abyssal throws him out of position. The boat coming in over the top as well. Two-man torrent with the Torrent Storm as well. They're going to be able to bring down the Timber Saw, and down goes the Troll Warlord with him as well. So they find themselves the big pick off the one who can't buy back. When does he have it, though? It's going to be another 4 minutes, so no time soon as Vanscore getting clumped down as well, and now comes the big one. Gibkey, the big target. The BKB's out, but the Tim Chain's gonna miss. He needs to get himself out of here, but the Abyssal comes down. He has no buyback. This could be the end. If they can take down Gibkey, they can. 3 heroes dead without buyback. They need a miracle, and there is not gonna be one. The GG comes out, an aggressive mode in this backwards and forwards absolute shit show of a game. Finally ends with aggressive mode taking the victory.
Yeah, I think forZe really kind of ran into a brick wall with the whole high ground situation, primarily just due to the fact that OD v Troll, very much an OD favored matchup. You had so much control and save. Obviously, you had the run buff, you had Torrent Storm. I think the fights were made so difficult due to this Monkey King getting picked off a couple times, not being able to get his BKB out in the right time. And then finally, that final push down mid. God, this game was so back and forth, but I think forZe's biggest opponent was actually the 6th man on aggressive mode, which was the steps moving up into the tier 3. Those steps, walking up those like 5 or 6 steps, was the biggest biggest opponent forZe faced, and I think they slipped up on them multiple times, maybe getting some sprains, and unfortunately, with injuries, you can't perform, and yeah, they kind of fell off at the end.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to look back on here for forZe, and a lot that they should look back on. You know, they can definitely see from the eye on the sky the positions they were in where they tried to go high ground. Unfortunately, didn't work out for them. And in a weird way, you know, from the draft, we were saying this is going to be a game of Troll Warlord versus OD. You know, that was a narrative set in both of our heads as we came into this one, but in the end, these guys just got controlled up so badly that was never the case. It was more Gibkey versus Skylark than anything.
Gibkey versus the Fountain.
Gibkey versus Fountain, yeah. I mean,
to be honest, that was such a non-factor in the entire game, right? The fact he dove there was whatever. It was the fact that engagement was, it was the Troll and Mars both dying. If either of these two was able to survive in that single engagement, you probably have a Rax falling. If you lose a Rax inside of aggressive mode, now you have to keep a core pushing out the wave. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but they never were able to take that one Rax, able to get some type of swing in terms of lane control going their way, which meant eventually, even though many fights were sloppy, it was so hard for the Troll to pump out damage because 10-second BKB, he's scary. 5-second BKB, we don't care. We got Torrent Storm, we got the big Wukongs, we got, of course, so many ways to prolong a fight and make your BKB worthless. So time was the biggest opponent, or second biggest opponent against forZe. So first the high ground, second was time and BKBs. So yeah, unfortunate they couldn't end this game a little bit quicker.
Time and BKBs, a ballad as tale as old as time. Well, that game is going to put an end to the day's events here at the Parimatch League, and to be honest, you know, we can say what we want about it, but hell, these guys delivered one entertaining game.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was fun. It was weird to watch though, with the back and forths and the ping pong Dota, but overall, it was finally fun to see a true scuffle. We've seen too many games where the draft dictates that tempo, that laning presence, and then eventual win. And it's nice to see a game, even though it was a little bit, you know, back and forth, and you know, we can throw 3-2-2s out there and whatnot, but it was actually a fun game. We got to see spell usage, team fight, playing off vision, playing off high ground, and aggressive mode were able to pull through.
They certainly were. Alrighty then, that is going to put an end to the day's events. We've had a lot of fun today casting through some of these crazy games. And of course, if you've enjoyed our presence, then please let us know. And of course, you can throw us a follow on Twitter as well. I'm at Nomad. He's at TeaGuvnor Dota. Or is there no Dota in there?
Just TeaGuvnor, mate.
Just
I've looked down the
TeaGuvnor.
brand, you know. You feel me?
Yeah, that's cool. You bought out the other guys
Nice.
who had the tracks Twitter. Smart move. Good branding decision.
Thanks.
That is going to put an end to everything for us today, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because we certainly did. Of course, there's going to be plenty more Parimatch League actions coming up tomorrow. Don't know who's really covering that one. It's not me, but should be a ton of fun, so I can show them some love as well. But we are going to say good night, good day. Thanks a ton for watching, and we shall see you next time for more Parimatch League action. Adios.